Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
Hey, it's Paige Harris. We worked together on that job.
It's 3 scary 5 me. We had a family Halloween party last weekend, and my nephew was dressed up as Art in a fairly convincing mask, and it freaked the fuck out of my wife because she's never seen any of the Terrifier movies, so she didn't know who he was. She just knew that there was this white and black cloud that kept staring at her, and he was committed to it. He didn't talk the whole day. It was fucking awesome. Yeah. So as a lot of people know, Social Club's been kind of wonky. So if I try to give you guys a shout out when I go through the playlist and your crew's not loading, I apologize for that. It's also making it a pain in the ass for me to try to get content because people's crew emblems aren't loading while I'm trying to pull pictures or videos or what have you. It kind of sucks. It is what it is, unfortunately. Who we still got coming? I don't know who that is. Who's the red organization? It's Departed Souls are coming down from up north. Metal, I'm assuming, is working on his costume. Anybody up in Polito? We got most everybody over here, and somebody's at the car meet. Oh, that's Riggs. But we are a little bit past our start time, and I do apologize for that, so I'm going to kind of jump into this. Welcome, everybody, to Full Throttle for October. Shut up, B-Fly. Appreciate everybody that's currently tuning into the live stream, everybody for coming out. I know there's a few people that are first-timers. Got a couple of guys from over on the Xbox side of things. Thanks for coming, Gorilla. And but also got a couple of guys from Invictus over here, so I'm glad you guys could make the jump and check this out. Other than that, if you haven't been to a Full Throttle Wednesday before, I appreciate you guys coming out. I always like having new people showing up. I like new people coming to these and kind of experiencing it. I do encourage people to make content, take pictures, record videos, check out some of the bikes, mingle with some of the other clubs that are here. This is meant to be a social event. If you haven't been to one of these before, we only really have 3 rules. The first is this is a vegan event, which means there's no beef allowed. If you have issues with anybody else, whether it's individuals, whether it's other clubs, that's fine. Handle your business elsewhere. This is not the place for it. That's not why we're here. There's plenty of other avenues for you to take care of that. Everybody that's here is here to have a good time and enjoy themselves. I'd like to keep it that way. The second rule is show up on a bike. Doesn't really matter what it is. As long as it doesn't fly or have weapons attached to it, I really don't care. It's choppers, it's sport bikes, it's cruisers, it's cafe racers, it's scooters. anything with 2 or 3 wheels that actually is classed as a motorcycle in this game, you can show up on. It doesn't exclusively have to be like a zombie chopper or a bagger or something like that. You can pop up on a sport bike or something a little different. My favorite's the guys that show up on scooters. Other than that, the third rule is don't be an asshole, which kind of goes along with the first rule, but I feel like it needs to be said regardless. This is meant to be a fun event. It's meant to be a good time. I've been hosting these now for coming up on 7 years. Matter of fact, next month will be the 7th anniversary of Full Throttle events, which is something I'm really looking forward to. It's a hell of a milestone. I've been hosting a regular bike night on GTA a lot longer than most clubs have existed. And I don't get to do this without the people continuing to show up and continuing to have a good time and enjoying these events. So, as sincerely as possible, I do appreciate everybody that keeps coming out to these. That said, have a good time. We're going to hang out here at the Mirror Park Tavern for a little bit, have a little bit of a bike meet, mingle a bit. We're going to go on a ride. It typically has 2 stops. It's a big cross-map group ride. It is not a strict formation ride. We just kind of mob down the street. So don't worry about lining up. Don't worry about who's next to who or any sort of formation. It is meant to be just kind of loose and a good time, sort of like your mother. So it's despite the event being called Full Throttle, the group ride isn't super fast. I like to try to keep everybody together, so we keep a fairly moderate pace, but I do not stop if somebody crashes. That said, we do have a mostly full lobby at the moment. That many players close together, shit happens. People lag into each other, people rubber band, people kind of get velcroed together and crash. It happens. Don't take it personally. All right. Don't take it personally. We just like to keep the ride moving. Like I said, there's typically 2 stops. The first one's to grab something to drink, use the bathroom if you have to, whatever. Just kind of figure out what you're doing. Both of them tend to be somewhat photo ops. Other than that, after the second stop, I throw up a playlist. I think I got 8 jobs in it this month. Little bit of mix of races, of TDMs. Again, meant to be fun, whether you're a tryhard, whether you suck, doesn't matter. Hopefully you'll come out of it with some RP, with some money, and you'll have a good time. Some people are a little sweatier than others. I understand that. That's why there's not a shitload of TDMs in it, because that's not what this event's about. But like I said, the event does go with me when I start the playlist. So if you don't join the playlist, you want to hang out here in this private session with whoever else decides not to join the playlist, that's on you. The event comes with me. So at that point, you're no longer with Full Throttle. I can't be held responsible for anything that happens at that point. I think that's pretty much everything. Still waiting on a handful of people to make their way over here. We're sitting at 29. Got 1 spot left if anybody still needs to try to get in here. If you have friends that are online that haven't added me, this is a friend session. They have to add me, Gunslinger, to get in, but otherwise no invites required. We do tend to have people come and go. Some people don't want to do the playlist. Some people just want to be here for the bike meet. Spots will kind of open up and go as the event goes on. Usually your best bet, if there's people who can't make it in right now and they're trying to get in, the playlist is usually when some space will open up. Other than that, check out some of the bikes, hang out for a bit. I'm going to try to catch up on some messages. I know that's going to kind of suck for the people who are in the live stream and watching this. It's not a lot of exciting stuff, and the unfortunate part is you also can't hear the people in the lobby. You can only hear me talking because for whatever reason Rockstar won't allow me to broadcast game chat, which you're going to hear half of a conversation. It sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'll be right back. You guys have fun. Thank you all for coming, and we'll get this moving here in a couple minutes. I didn't even think about that. This being the Halloween weekend, keep an eye out for possessed vehicles and slashers and weird shit going on. You don't know what's gonna happen. Don't take any of the export vehicles. Oh yeah, one of the trick or treat things with the jack-o'-lanterns is that it will turn you into an animal. I don't know if there's one over here or not. There might be one either at the. There's some in Mirror Park, but I don't know if there was one over here either at like the. Oh shit! I got hit by a car. Sometimes there is. I don't remember if there is one over here or not. I don't see any that are obvious, so I'm not gonna venture too far. I'm gonna check out some of the. I'm gonna try to give a shout out to all the clubs that are showing up. Exiled MC is here. Obviously, I got representation from Sentinels, Reaper Lords, Pelagroso, Weekend Warriors Brotherhood. Unlimited Corporate, that's just a kind of that's not an MC, but that's not a requirement. You don't have to be in a club to come to Full Throttle. That's a misconception a lot of people have. This is just a community bike night event. It is not specifically an MC event, and despite the fact that I'm a member of the Exiled MC, it's not even really an Exiled event. So if you have friends who are more casual into GTA, you just want to show them an event, have them come out and have a good time. It's the last Wednesday of every month. We got 2 left for the year after this. Got November and December. December's is actually not the last, the second to last Wednesday, because I think the last one is actually Christmas. So we did do that one differently. But yeah, Reaper Lords, Hell Riders. I'm going to butcher this because it's in Spanish. Cuchillos? Cuchillos? I don't know how to say that. Departed Souls, Invictus, like I said, they're making an appearance from Xbox. I got Death Angels, and I think that rounds out the 30. We are at a full session at the moment. Check out some of the costumes. Who we got? I got John Wick. He's the Ghost Rider. Got the Riddler. Got the Ghost Rider. Charlie's a Vietnam veteran. Casper here is celebrating Dia de Muertos, which is actually tomorrow. Odin with the old school green alien. Need somebody with a purple alien to show up. You guys can fight to the death. Lady J is somebody from The Purge. Brawler is the lead singer from Ghost. That turned out really well. I'm surprised at how that worked out. Let's see here. We got Twisted is Beelzebub. All right, I know this costume, and it's gonna bug me. Oh, I know, and I can see it. Dude, I have ADHD brain, and I'm getting older. Leave me alone. What? I know it's an X-Men, but I don't know which one. I know it. I know it's X-Men, but I can't think of her name. It's gonna bug me. Jubilee. Okay, thank you. All right. Let's see. Jay Hobbs is the average Amazon employee, and then we got Jigsaw, Schweppes Jigsaw. Ruger's just a very dapper man. He's just looking sharp. You're just gonna do that whenever she walks up to somebody? Alright. You spin me round, my baby, like a record, baby. Well, I'll hop into the party here real quick. Who we got? I'll let you guys deal with that. I'm going to go back to the event. Have we got everybody over here? Who's not over here? Who's the temp account over there? It's green. Cochillos? The Spanish club I can't say, right? I mean, I can't moonwalk, but I can sea walk. Hold on. He's just throwing it back. All right. But I tell you what, you guys want to mount up? We'll head to our first stop. Grab your bikes. Now, like I said, this is not a strict formation ride. We're just gonna kind of roll out of here. So just don't run anybody over. Don't run over anything, and try not to crash. But yeah, we'll take a ride out of here. My most festive motorcycle is the Sanctus, and this thing doesn't handle worth a shit, so I apologize in advance if I miss any turns. I'll wait for everybody to kind of filter out. You know what? We're actually going to go past the clothing store and pick up our one straggler down there. I don't know, it's a temp account, and I can't, but we're taking a left. We lost one of the Reaper Lords. They're still back at the Mirror Park Tavern. Take a right. I think it's Jay. I think it's Jay. Nah, we got it. It'll be fine. It's not like there's real consequences. If you die, just press X and come back. Insurance? I don't even have a license. Watch out for this car. Joke's on you. I don't even own this car. You good, man? We're gonna take a right. It's okay, they're not real dogs. So how's everybody been enjoying all the Rockstar Halloween stuff this year? The haunted cars, the ghost hunting, the jack-o'-lanterns? Well, that's what you get for trying to steal a car in a game called Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, you should be able to get... Oh, shit. You should be able to get abducted tomorrow, I think it is. So, if you get abducted by a UFO tomorrow, there's a little, like, cutscene, and you should spawn on, actually on one of the UFOs. That's very cool. There's also all the jack-o'-lantern collectibles. I think there's something like 200 of them scattered around the map. That you'll get a trick or a treat. If you... I've missed a couple days just because, you know, life gets in the way and there's other stuff to do besides game, but take a right. I'm enjoying it. I will say the last couple of years, I like the fact that Rockstar has kind of gone all out for Halloween with the possessed car that resembles Christine that'll follow you around, the Cerberus that attacks some of the export vehicles, the jack-o'-lanterns, the doppelgangers, the slashers, the UFOs. It's really cool that they're kind of leaning into this. The flip side of that is I hate Christmas on GTA, not necessarily because I don't want to be festive, but the snow is around for entirely too long. Yeah, I think they had some complaints with people it giving headaches and stuff like that. So we're gonna take a right and we'll actually stop at the church and the cemetery up here. So last year there was there was actually a filter, like the sky would be green at night, and like it was almost like a sandstorm during the day. Like there would be this kind of orange haze that was sort of constant. It just never went away. So I think a lot of people complained about that. So they didn't do that this year. They might do it tomorrow. I don't know. But last year it was going on for a while. Oh, he's a minion. I like it. I like it. That's awesome. Somebody give him a banana. Are they? Did I see right? They made a fourth Despicable Me movie. Are you a middle-aged mom on Facebook? Dude, that was such a problem after, like, I think it was after the second movie came out, that there was just Minion memes everywhere all the time, and they had nothing to do with Minions. Is that a Are you gonna do your Johnny Cash impression? Well, I checked out the costumes. I haven't checked out the bikes yet. Sorry, karaoke is on Thursdays, not Wednesdays. If you come back, we'll do karaoke. We'll get loaded on sake and start doing Bon Jovi and talk about how you're halfway there. But yeah, if you guys want to, if you guys need to hit the bathroom, get something to drink, that would be the time. I know it's the middle of the day, so it's not perfect, but there is also a bunch of headstones over in the graveyard next to the church there. If you want some Halloween themed photo ops. I think there's a jack-o'-lantern at the front of the church, but I could be wrong about that. Yes, there is a jack-o'-lantern on the front door of the church if anybody hasn't grabbed any of those, yes. You might get blown up. This is gonna be tragic. This is gonna go bad very soon. I feel like it's gonna go bad very soon. Shouldn't you need a spoon then? You know, Captain Crunch isn't actually a captain. He's got too many stripes. He's a commandant. Yeah, he's got too many stripes on his jacket. He ranks higher than a captain. Oh, there was one. Somebody got atomized. Just waiting for somebody to blow up. Yeah, I was gonna try to go to that, but it was sort of the scheduling didn't line up because it was more of a European centric time. It was too early, and I was gonna be getting ready for work. It just didn't work out. Heathen MC had a Halloween event. Was it Tuesday? Yesterday? Was it yesterday or Monday? You have a soul? It does. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Give me a second and I'll show you. Alright guys, well grab your bikes, we're gonna roll out of here to our next stop. Nah. I'm gonna take a right. Don't threaten me with a good time. Take a left. Watch for that station wagon there. The pack split up a little bit, so I'm gonna wait for our second half to catch up there. I will say the fact that I've been doing this event for as long as I have. One of the coolest things about it, and always has been and always will be, is being able to look behind me and just seeing this massive just blob of motorcycles just mobbing down the road. That is always gonna be that's always gonna be cool to me. Because the tight formation rides where everybody's in a straight line and looks very professional and has their shit together, that is equally impressive. But it's so cool to just see this just wall of motorcycles behind you. That's a weird thing to sell at the fair. Most people just call those hot dogs. So a corn dog? Corn dogs are just white trash beef Wellington. Battered sausages. We're gonna take a right and head back south. Buttered sausage. You want to talk about buttered sausage? Let's talk about what's the deal with buttered sausage. I kept seeing that video for the longest time without knowing it was a deep fake. Well, I mean, Gary Busey's always been a bit off his rocker anyway, so like him going on a weird rant like that isn't that out of character, and it was a solid impression and not a bad deepfake, so it worked out. But yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, and then I finally saw the side by side with like the actual video of the guy doing the impression. No, I'm not going that fast. If I was going full throttle, I'd be gone. You know what? Let's make this interesting. Take a left. I'm on pretty much the center of the lane right now. There's all sorts of space here. If you can't manage to make the wide ass lanes on this game, then you can't ride. You ever notice that all the streets on this game are like twice as wide as they need to be? You could fit 2 full cars in one lane. It's not. That's one of the things that's kind of funny. It's really, well, it's proportional to everything else in the game, so it doesn't seem weird. But if you went more to a true to scale, like the lanes should be narrower, and these motorcycles should be bigger. The cost of everything. Yeah, I've heard it's actually modeled after real LA traffic patterns. So. It's a shame that Rockstar kind of abandoned Red Dead Online. Stay in the left lane. A little late call on that on my part. I apologize, but. It's gonna be a discussion until it comes out, but I mean GTA 6 is, as of right now, coming out next year, and Rockstar hasn't said that. They just said 2025. They didn't give actually a date, so that could be anywhere from January 1st to December 31st. But it's one of those things where, despite the fact that they've been working on it for, I'm assuming, a decade or so now, it almost can't live up to whatever expectations people are going to have. Like, it can be the best game in the world. It's still gonna fall short because it's been hyped up for so long. Because this is the bridge of death. Well, and traditionally Rockstar does late third quarter, early fourth quarter releases. Most of their games come out in September, October. Yeah. Take a right. Oh no, it's out. It's definitely going to move. Take a right as well. It's one of those things. We're gonna stop at this tattoo parlor up here on the right, and see if we can pack 30 bikes in there. Not actually inside the tattoo parlor. Just this isn't a very big parking lot. Some people get a little too invested in that. I said I was going to stop playing this when I hit rank 1,000, and that didn't happen. So, I mean, that is what it is. A lot of it's just speculative. I've been asked by I don't know how many people. Well, what do you think is going to happen with GTA 6? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a Rockstar employee. It could end up being all of these ideas of things that could happen or might happen are it's all speculation. And I remember when this game came out and all the rumors that were circulating about it and what we might be able to do and how that was going to change and all the new things you're going to be able to go inside of every building. Well, that didn't fucking happen. There's all these rumors that were circulating about GTA 5, 11 years ago before it came out, versus what people are thinking is going to happen with GTA 6. It could be very, very different. There's no way for us to know for sure until the game comes out.
They're not
I'm excited about 6. I am. Like I'm legitimately excited about it, but not necessarily for any of the online related things. Everyone's, "Oh, well, what's GTA what's GTA 6's online going to be?" I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. Like my club is still going to exist in some fashion or form on it regardless. I'm more excited about a new world to explore and new missions and a new story. That 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 to me has always been what. Oh, they're going to make stupid amounts of money, but but GTA games for me have always been about exploring and the story. This is the first one where online really had some sort of presence. I played GTA 4 online with some regularity, but it was just sort of it was a pick up, pick it up, fuck around for a little while, and then go away from it. There wasn't a time investment in it. There wasn't really as much of an obvious community. That was before Social Club. It was before Instagram. You had crews that organized, like you even had an MC community to a degree, but they were going through GTA forums and organizing that way. You couldn't own personal vehicles. Like you couldn't really customize your character or keep outfits or anything like that. It was just sort of how you were playing at the time. It was you could choose from like a few pre-made options before you went into a session, but that was really about it. And it evolved so much into what it is now. The other thing, and we were talking about Red Dead earlier, is everyone was pissed when Red Dead Online first came out. It's like, oh, there's nothing to do. I'm like, do you not remember GTA Online when it first came out? There wasn't shit to do on this game. This has evolved so much in the last decade. There's so much more to do than there was in the vanilla game when it came out. There's so many more ways to make money. There's so many things to interact with. There's businesses, there's side quests, there's jobs, there's activities. There's so much you can do with this game that you couldn't do when it came out. And I think a lot of people are going to have that misconception when GTA 6 launches that it should already have all of this stuff in place. And I don't think that's going to happen either. I think it's going to be a lot like this in the sense that it's going to be a collective build. It's going to progress into being a fleshed out game because Rockstar is probably looking at it very long term, very much like this one. This game has been a bread and butter moneymaker for them for 11 years. The next installment has to live up to that. There's probably going to be a decent amount of push for like shark cards or more integration with GTA Plus, and we'll see what happens with that. The problem is like the gaming industry has changed so much. Like there are season passes, there's constantly online stuff, there's loot crates, there's subscription services, there's microtransactions shoehorned into everything. The economic landscape of gaming has changed. I do think we've gotten to a tipping point where people are tired of it though. So companies are starting to scale that back, and they are starting to like get away from all of the shoving microtransactions into everything, because it got to the point where people just weren't playing their game if it meant that they were going to have to spend extra money. Yes, you're going to have people that are going to shell out their wallet for it. I know at least one person, and I'm not going to name him, who has spent to the tune of over $15,000 on shark cards. Again, I'm not going to go into his personal details, but I do know for a fact he has spent that kind of money because he just wants to buy something, so he doesn't think about it. It's $10 here, it's $5 here, and over the course of 11 years, that adds up. We can continue this conversation a little bit more in the playlist. Keep an eye on your phones. I'm going to go ahead and throw that up so we can kind of keep the event moving. do 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 do. It always takes people a little bit of time to kind of register that. Well, GTA Plus, I feel like, is one of those things nobody really asked for, but Rockstar did anyway. Well, they're trying to justify it. They're trying to justify it in the sense that I feel like the more people that buy it, the more justified Take-Two Interactive is going to feel in basically requiring payment from players to play a game. And I think that sets a dangerous precedent, and I think it's one of those kind of slippery slope arguments where it comes to the point of, well, at what point are we going to, is it going to keep going? Um, is it going to be a requirement at some point? Am I going to need GTA Plus in order to play GTA Online? And if that becomes the case, I'm going to wipe my hands of it. Like I right. And it's again, it's one of those things where uh it's just that nickel and dime sort of thing. Like that subscription service, like that membership thing is uh is a mainstay in a lot of industries. That's why Costco exists. Like for example, like they don't actually make that much money off of the goods that they sell. Most of their revenue comes from membership fees. And I feel like that Rockstar is going to try to maintain that same mentality, because if you have a regular membership fee that you're charging, you have to have it. It doesn't matter if people are buying shark cards or not. You have constant revenue coming in, and that's from a business standpoint. That's what people like. That's what the companies are interested in. They don't give a fuck about the art of it. They don't give a fuck about the game experience. They don't really care about us at all. The only thing they see is dollar signs, and the companies just want the money. They make the product because it's going to make their investors happy, because they get a return on their investment. They get money back. Like GTA 5 is the best-selling entertainment product of all time. I don't doubt that GTA 6 is going to trump that. So you have to make, yes, you do, but I don't feel like it necessarily works out that way in the long term. Yes, the initial product's going to be good, but the life of it that's why the economy in this game is so fucked. That's why every update that comes out, everything gets slightly more expensive. It's why you add things like GTA Plus and you lock things behind a soft paywall. It's really, that's what's happened, and the whole idea behind it is generating more shark card sales, generating more engagement, and generating more revenue for the company, and therefore more value to the stockholders and your shareholders than it is to actually making a better product for the gamers. This is a mobile game economy. That's what GTA runs on. It's an exaggerated mobile game economy. No, Kringle. Oh, Charlie, you suck. I couldn't even see him. I love that there's people tuned into the live stream that are basically going to see that I'm terrible at shooting on this game. Granted, I've also never claimed to be like any sort of badass. I ran out of ammo. I found Odin again. I had bullets this time. I had bullets this time. Got him. No. Got him! No! Just into a hail of gunfire with just a pump action. Wasn't gonna work out. I think this back street over here. Back street's back, right? Is there a motorcycle parked back over here? I thought I saw one the last time I was alive. Yes! Yeah, your default is a pump action if you run out of ammo with everything else. Oh, nice shot. I gotta get back in the fight. Oh no! I gotta get him. Stop. There's a couple vehicles scattered around the map. You just gotta find them. Got him. I got something for him. Look out behind you, Jay. Get him, Jay! Get him! I'll give you cover. To the right, to the right. Oh, no. Donnie got me. Ruger's hiding over here. Get him. Don't you run away from me! Why are you running? Why are you running? They eat the poo-poo. Oh, I can't, who ran me over? Just don't get it stuck. Ooh. Oh, nice shot. I mean, if anybody was gonna. I think that's the real reason that Jake Paul wants that fight. Fuck you, Odin. No, no, he got me. Get back here, crazy. No, Kringle! I'll get somebody. I got a minute and a half. I'm getting my hammer kill. Got him! I got one, I'll call it good. I mean, we're gonna lose anyway. We're down, what? 16 kills? 17? 20? Damn it. Catching too many bullets. Ten seconds, make it count. Oh. Good shit. For sure, man. Thank you for coming out. Now that everybody's gotten to relieve a little bit of stress, let's live up to this event's name and do some racing. I found if you stack people in a lobby for too long, the average GTA player gets way too itchy, and they have to shoot something. They can't just hang out. They got to shoot something. For sure, appreciate you guys coming out. Like I said, if anybody else has people who are trying to get into the event that haven't quite made it because we were full earlier, now's probably the best time to invite them. For those of you guys who are taking off right now, our next event is going to be November 27th, which is the week after Thanksgiving. So we dropped down to 19. I'll throw an auto invite out, see if anybody else wants to grab back in here. Usually like I said, the playlist is when people tend to fall out of it. Everybody wants to show up for the bike meet. Most people are down for the ride, but once there's a job or something involved or some sort of actual competition, either people aren't about that or they get frustrated and they take off. In the almost 7 years of doing this, I don't think that I've actually had a single one of these events that kept a full 30-player lobby from start to finish. I've started quite literally almost every one of them with a full 30-player session. But getting it to stick at 30 is the hard part. The other thing that's kind of neat about that, and I think a lot of people don't really appreciate, and I've brought this up a lot in the past as well, when I first started hosting this event, one of the cool things about it was everybody wanted to do it. And by that, I don't mean everybody wanted to show up to this. I've always had good attendance to this. About the only time that this sort of leveled off and started to decline a little bit was when I was still hosting on PS4 and the PS5 had been out for a year or two, and there was kind of some waning interest there. And also there was a lull when Red Dead Online first came out. But when I first started hosting these, originally it was Full Throttle Thursday, and it was every week. It was every Thursday, and I burnt myself out doing that, which is why we now have once a month is our current schedule. If you don't know how to use the power-ups, it's triangle. But like I said, when I first started hosting these, it was every week, and after I had done like 2 or 3 of them, I started noticing a lot of copycat events showing up. Everybody had some sort of catchy name for their event that was on a different day of the week. There was Saddle Up Saturdays, there was Motor Madness Mondays, and all of these clubs and events that were popping up, most of them didn't last. Matter of fact, we're the only one that's left. But what was interesting about it was I think a lot of people were like, oh yeah, an event would be cool, let's do an event. Oh shit, there's actually a lot involved in running an event. I don't think a lot of people truly appreciate that, like how much work and effort goes into doing this, especially on a regular basis, and how it can also be slightly stressful. In the sense that like you have to try to manage a lobby full of 30 people. You don't know what all of those people are going to do. You have to try to keep track of messages. You have to try to pay attention to who's coming and going, who's potentially a troublemaker, who's causing, who might cause issues, who needs to be the center of attention, so they have to, be inflammatory in some other way. And it's one of those things that, I don't think a lot of people appreciate how much effort actually goes into it. This is stressful. I enjoy the hell out of it, I do. But there is a lot of legwork that goes into it. I have to try to find, jobs that'll work with the event. They have to be 30-player jobs. There's not a lot of those, surprisingly. Like, Rockstar made 30-player sessions, but there's not a lot of activities you can actually do that engage a full lobby. Which sucks. And the few that are out there aren't very good. Like, I had a couple of Rockstar 30-player death matches on my playlists in the past, and they're terrible. They really are. Like, they're way too spread out. You spend more time running to try to find a weapon and find another player than you do actually engaging with any of the other players. Most of the 30-player races aren't very good. I did have a good amount of success with the hot ring races when they first added those. I like those, but they weren't. Even they're kind of glitchy. Like the player position, like if you try to do destroy last place, that kind of stops working after you have about 12 people in the session. Otherwise, it just starts glitching out and picking random people, even if they're not in last. I had one of them where it told me I was going to be destroyed at the end of the next lap, and I was the one in the lead. So yeah, like the game. My big thing that I want Rockstar to do with GTA 6 is really quality of life stuff. I don't need a lot of things in the game, but I need the things that are in the game to fucking work. I'll let the counter go down on this, see if we can't pick up a few more people and round us out to at least 20. We're at 18 currently. Now this is one of those jobs that has kind of become a mainstay with Full Throttle events. It's based on the Flappy Bird app, and people either love this or hate it. It's either their favorite race that they get to do or they can't stand it, and I haven't found a lot of in between. Yeah, you should pay attention to the descriptions on all the jobs in this playlist. Most of them are somewhat relevant. Um, but I've had a couple of, I had a few, I have a handful of jobs that are definitely regular jobs that I are in a rotation because they are fun. They hold 30 players. Uh, some of them are a bit more ridiculous. Some of them are, they're just meant to kind of be a little goofy and entertaining. And then I also have ones where it's, um, they're sort of one-offs. They don't really some people like them, some people don't. Uh, I will say, if you guys have any 30-player jobs that you think would be a good fit for Full Throttle, please send me a social club link to them. I'll test them out. I'll see if they'll work. And we'll kind of go from there. But I always like having new jobs that get added to the rotation because people get tired doing the same thing every time they show up to this. I think 10. Or 10 or 12. That's the thing. You'll find a lot of jobs, like I was saying, are not meant for full sessions. A lot of Rockstar made stuff in this game does not fit well with full 30-player lobbies. Which sucks because a lot of those game types are fun, but a lot of them are only really meant for that many people. Like, can you imagine a 30-player session of Slasher? It'd be ridiculous. It'd be chaos. It's not that game mode isn't really meant for 30 players. That'd be like, I miss Hasta La Vista. That was one of my favorite little adversary modes, and I think they got rid of it. Actually, they got rid of all the adversary modes for the most part. Because there used to be so many of them. There was so many adversary modes. And it seems like every update that came out, they added a new adversary mode that nobody fucking played. I don't remember what it was called. That was fun. I can't remember what that one was called. But it was basically like, it's kind of like shuffleboard with cars. I think that's still in the game, but I don't remember what it's called. Nope, you gotta go through the train car. There we go. I think what would be kind of fun would be like a 30-player sumo. That would be kind of neat. That's alright, I went from 2nd to 12th a minute ago. That's alright, I finished 5th. There's a couple of guys in Exile that are convinced that there's a conspiracy theory that the whole reason that I host this event is solely to get myself more money in RP because I tend to win the playlists. I tend to win the playlist, but I've also played most of these jobs more than everybody else. And well, I mean the other thing is like the majority of the jobs in the playlist are races. I have been playing racing games since the mid '90s. I am old. I mean, I'm not old. I'm old for fucking the video game crowd. I'm in my 30s. I don't really feel that old. But the only people that think I'm old are the people who aren't old enough to, rent a car by themselves. If you haven't made it to 25 and your car insurance rate goes down, you think I'm old because I'm in my 30s. The damnedest thing is I've been gaming online longer than some people that I run into this with have been alive. Well, like I remember, yeah, I had the network adapter that you had to plug into the back of your PlayStation 2. And I think the first game I played online was on a console was actually Midnight Club 2. Oh yeah, I remember playing like SOCOM 2 online for the first time, and that was like the first time I actually got a headset, and uh, I realized how bad at the game I actually was. No, it wasn't that. It was like I constantly was losing because like I didn't really like I was used to like the stealthy missions and being able to plan stuff out, and online was very run and gun and like guys that were kind of sweaty, and I just didn't. I was completely lost. Like I didn't know what the hell was going on. So yeah, like I think that was a lot of people's first experience, like the first time they ever played something online. Like especially back then when not everything had online or not everybody had access to it. So if it was a game you played a lot with your friends and you might be the best guy in your friend group that you'd sit on the couch and play the game and you'd win every time, and then the first time you go into an online session you get your ass kicked because your standard for what's good at the game is way lower than what theirs is. shit, I ran right into that. I did cut the time limit down on this because I figured that I want to kind of get back to racing. We've also, lost a good chunk of people with the playlist, so we're down to what, like 13 people from 30. The last 2 months I've had issues with this where like we'd go to load to a job and I'd be like, oh, I don't know, we'd be 5 or 6 jobs into a 7-job playlist and either my game would crash or I'd disconnect or something, and it would really kill all the momentum. Yeah, get him. No. I should have set this to owned and pickups. I forgot there wasn't as many weapons on this. Oh. Didn't even see him over there. Gotta flank him. Oh no, I've been seen. By who? By metal. No, metal. Gotcha, Schweb. Oh, he got me. This isn't Fortnite. Oh, for sure. Like I said, our next one's November 27th. Appreciate you coming out, man. Potentially. Those were run by one of Exiled's other members, Messiah, and that originally was another event for a club he was in previously that slowly morphed into this like weird um, full throttle adjacent event. Uh, and everyone's like, "Oh, aren't you pissed that he's like ripping off your stuff?" I'm like, no, I'd love for there to be more awesome events. Like, I would love for there to be more regular GTA events. That would be fantastic. Unfortunately, the reason that uh, Full Throttle exists in the way that it does is in part because of the sheer volume of events that I have gone to over the years that are just awful. Um, and that's no disrespect to the people who have hosted the events, but like I tried to get away from a lot of the pitfalls that I had run into with other events. Most of them didn't have a direction. Most of them didn't have an idea of what they wanted to do. It was just, oh, well, we're going to host an event. And that was all that they had thought about. They didn't know where to go from there. Um, they didn't have a schedule. Most of them, it's like, oh, well, we're going to start at 7. And then it's 8:30 before we do anything because we're waiting on one dude that said he was going to be there, and he's late coming home from work, and then he had to go bang his baby mama, and then he had to show up, and and by then everybody, like, we've been there for an hour and a half, everybody's tired of being at the event that hasn't even technically started yet. Right. And one of the other things that would happen would be, okay, well, we're going to go on a ride. Fine, that's great. We have a start point, we have an end point. And one, they wouldn't plan it out. They just decide, oh, well, we're going to go on a ride to whatever location. So we'd end up trying to get like 20-something people down like tight dirt roads or through alleys, because most people who play this game in the GTA MC community don't actually ride that much. Like, they're not really into motorcycles, and they don't ride on the game that much, so they don't know the map that well. They don't know how to accommodate a large number of players, like in a big ride group. So you'd have really janky rides, and then once we finally got to wherever we were going, they didn't have anything else planned. It was just, okay, well, we went on the ride. Great, now what? Just sort of hang out. And inevitably, like I said earlier, people get antsy, people get fidgety, and if you sit around for too long, they want to fuck around. And it that ends up screwing over everybody. And it just, the whole thing goes to shit. Oh, Twisted, come on, you could have let me kill him first. Oh, no, he got me. Oh, you can turn wanted levels on in races. I think the Reaver's actually supposed to be the Harley Livewire. The drag's not bad, but it doesn't turn very well. Oh, for sure, man. I turned the win requirements way down on this because we're down to 9 people. This is going to be a big ass map that's meant for 30. And then there's one race after this. That'll be the end of it. I don't even remember where I got this. Yeah, I set it down. The only thing I really locked on it is you can't use first person. Fuck you, Dub. Ooh, where'd metal come from? Fuck you, Schwab. Whatever you think will work, man. Why not? Live a little. Oh shit. Got him. Whoa. No, Donnie. Oh. I was on a tear there for a second. They get one more kill, they win. No. Yeah, Ruthless got fucked up. Na 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 na. So you're just wearing a suit and sunglasses? If you buy yourself a black fedora, you can either pass it off as being, you know, the Men in Black or a Blues Brother. I'm Blue Babadia. I think it'd be fun on shrooms. Although I've also heard it would be really cool to do shrooms and then go to the aquarium. Yeah, sometimes it does that. It's not even Halloween yet. Well, that's one of the main reasons I set it to a GTA race, because if you have it just on normal, if you even come close to being like partially upside down and we're gonna land, it resets you. I'm stuck on a black respawn screen. That's a dated reference. What'll happen first? Will I stop sliding or will I die? You mean orgasm? Doing my Forrest Gump impression. I was running. Nope. Don't make it. See, this one's terrible about that because eventually you have the guys who really are just interested in getting kills, like they're not here for the event or having fun. And I typically have pro lawnboarding as one of the last jobs, so like it'll be guys that weren't here for the rest of their event. They just joined on somebody, typically somebody that they shoot at who happens to be in the playlist. And they'll figure out that, well, everybody respawns at the top, so I'll just get off of my lawnmower, wait for them to respawn, and just stand here with an AR. And it's like, okay, so inevitably you end up with like a group of, and then like, oh well, you shot my friend, so I end up with like a group of like 4 or 5 people up at the top who are just basically having a TDM that every time you respawn you're on a lawnmower. That's really what it ends up being. And it's and it's like okay, what are you getting from this? Like, okay, yeah, you got kills, but like there's no there's no kill counter. You're not gonna get a W for it because you shot somebody. Like, how is that like? It's not even a bragging right. Like, oh yeah, I killed somebody at a race. Okay. Like spawn killing somebody at a friendly event at a race, and it's like I don't understand the mentality of a lot of these people that like play the game that way. Basically, I get if you want to get on here and shoot people, and that's all you want to do. Like you're interested in the competitive side of it, or for the bragging rights. It's the same reason people play Call of Duty all the fucking time. I totally get that. That's why some people play this game, but this specific environment is not that. Like you don't look like, it's not like there's somebody's like, oh man, that guy got the most kills at Full Throttle. That's never going to be a bragging right, I promise you. It just makes you look like an asshole. Oh, by all means, like, by all means, go ahead and try to like try to win. Like, I will never fault somebody for trying to win an event, especially if I include TDMs in it. But like, if it's a GTA race, the idea is to win the race. It's not to like get the most kills. Like, that's not the objective. You don't win. Way to go, Dub. Way to go, Dub. Can't let Schwepp win. Can't let Schwepp win. I do thank everybody for coming out. I'm gonna end the stream here. Hope you guys had fun. We'll see you next month.